Hey guys, this is episode 2 of our little filmmaker's guide vlog, and I've wanted to make this video for quite some time. It's kind of, I guess, just something you deal with in the industry, non-film students or film student graduates versus people who are self-taught in film, and I guess what are the pros and cons for both areas. Now, I'm gonna be blunt. I honestly prefer people who are self-taught in film more than film school, and I kind of feel like that's pretty standard in the industry. In this video, I'll explain why, and I'm going to go over a little bit of the pros and cons of going to film school. And again, I'm saying this as someone who didn't go to film school, so in the comments below, correct me if I'm wrong, show me the facts, show me the things, and I'll make an update video. But again, a little bit about me. I used to tutor at the Art Institute. I would tutor seniors who were getting ready to graduate. Mind you, when I had no experience going to a film college. My only class I did was a media production class, and I believe my freshman or sophomore year of high school. I think it was the sophomore year. Other than that, it was just watching indie mogul videos and trial and error on set. And away we went. Anyways, so the problems with film school that I've seen is, to be blunt, it's kind of like, I guess, any educational program. Think of it like this: the police academy versus when you're in the field training with an officer. It's just completely different. So the problem with film school is they teach students in a way like if you're going to always have $50 million and you have 25 PAs on set, transportation department, the DP has first and second AC, the director has first AD, second AD, second unit AD, blah blah blah, down to the chain, and basically they teach you in a way to stick into, this is your one job, you are the director, you are the DP, you are the PA, you are this, you are that, you are that. And yes, that's great when you're doing a union show and you have let's say like television, $5 million an episode, and you have 45, 50 people working on crew. Absolutely. The fact is, you're not going to start out like that. I mean, like, yeah, you could go to Hollywood and be a PA, but I mean, you're not going to magically get, $10 million to shoot a horror movie on or something like that. So, basically, that's kind of one big one negative of film school that I've seen, is a lot of the students, when they graduate, they're typically a little bit lazier than someone who's self-taught in filmmaking, because believe me, when you do indie movies, everyone has to help out. Rather if you're the director down to the PA, everyone's helping each other out. As long as the crew trusts each other. Again, the DP I work with, he's a mentor of mine, great guy, best cameraman in Arizona by far. But again, when we're on set together, it's not like, oh, I'm the director, I'm not going to touch your equipment, I'm going to go, cell phone break or whatever. Everyone's kind of on the same team. Film students I've worked with, they kind of just stand around like a chicken with its head chopped off when anything pops up or a problem happens or a battery dies. They don't think, maybe get a replacement, they freeze up. And again, I'm not saying it's because they're bad, it's because the way the school system taught them, it's basically, you do this one job. That is it. The other problem with film schools is, to be blunt, because they're more private education and film isn't something looked at important, I guess, like being, a doctor or a cop or nurse or something like that. The failure rate is so low that a lot of people are going in thinking film's going to be one thing because the way their professors taught it, and it's something completely different. But I know this for a fact. Professors are told not to flunk their students. The school doesn't want to flunk them, because then guess what? Then they lose that student and they go to ASU or a different program, and they don't go. That was a big problem that happened in the Art Institute. In fact, they got sued for that, and that's why the facility in Arizona got closed. Another facility in Vegas got closed as well, and I think the one in California got closed as well, because they were programming these kids that you're going to get a degree, and then suddenly Paramount Pictures is gonna, I won't say her name, but a great example is there was a student I was help tutoring for her senior project, and in her head she literally thought she was going to graduate from that school, drive on up to LA, and then, like, I think it was Marvel. She wanted to be the first person to produce a certain Marvel film or something. And she thought, like, Disney was just going to open up their doors and be like, yo, welcome in. Here you go. Here's a $500,000 salary. You're producing, a $40 million or $200 million movie. Despite the fact that she couldn't even organize a low-budget production filming at the local Castle and Coasters roller coaster park with like 4 people on crew. And she couldn't even get those documents together properly. But she literally had it in her brain that she was going to go leave the school and go suddenly get a job paying her like $500,000 to be the main producer on a huge blockbuster movie. Not going to happen in a million years. Like that's just insanity. But it wasn't just that. I won't say the other stories because it's other stuff people have told me, but there's a lot of stories like that with a lot of students where they think they're going to just graduate, no experience at all, and Pixar's going to hire them, or they're going to be a director for Marvel, or they're going to do this, or they're going to be a producer for Blumhouse. But, I made a horror movie in college, and now Blumhouse is going to make me the director for Annabelle 3 or something. Not going to happen. The other downside, again, is with the no failure rate and the more laziness on schools. For some reason, a lot of college graduates I've dealt with, and I know my mentors dealt with, and a lot of other people have dealt with, they don't really seem to know anything about film production. And granted, I'm more of a business side guy myself for film, and so I don't have a lot of room, I'm more of a paperwork organizer and then director, more than the person that knows everything about, every stand and every light bulb and everything on set. But it always catches me off guard when you have someone who got their bachelor's degree in film and, they won't know how to wrap cords, or they won't know, like, what kind of lenses we're asking for. We've literally ran into students that, they don't even know what, like, an 85 is or a nifty 50. It's like, dude, you don't know what a nifty 50 is? It's a pretty common term in filmmaking. Just so you guys, if you didn't know, a nifty 50 is just, I guess, a quick swing term for, give me a 50 lens, or, like... Again, I don't know where it started, but it's just something everyone says on set. But anyways, it just was confusing on that. And then basically, yeah, like I said, that's a lot of the problems with film school, is that, like I said, they're teaching you in a different way than what you need to actually learn to work in the industry to keep up with everybody else on set. Another problem, and again, this was what happened at the Art Institute, is false promises. So you get a lot of students going in thinking they're going to get these, they go get their 4-year degree, and then suddenly they're making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in LA. Doesn't happen. They sue the school because they don't like it. And I believe that's part of the reason what happened with the lawsuit with that. Again, I'm not entirely sure, but I know they were over-promising students a lot of bullcrap that never went through. And anyways, the problem is with the false promises, you have a lot of people getting their degree, and I've seen this so many times. So many of my friends got their degree thinking they were going to be working in it, and within like 6 months after getting their degree, they gave up on it. Now they're doing something completely different. So they got that expensive artsy degree for like 40, 50, 60,000, whatever it is. Of course it changes on loans and all that. And they go to school for it. And then in less than a year, because they didn't make it, because they're not making a big blockbuster movie, they cry and give up. And like, that's just crazy. So, again, that's another huge red flag and problem with film school, is they don't really have a good support staff. Now, a lot of people always do the counter argument, oh, I went, and they do it, but the funny part is none of them are actually making movies. They'll be like, oh, well, film school is worth it because you make the connections. Dude, it's 2021 right now. There's a thing we use, it's called the internet. Anyone can make a connection to anyone. Like, the films I've directed, the actors I've gotten attached, I literally reached out to on social media, sent them messages. Most actors who are not A-list actors use their own social media, just in case you didn't know that. Like plenty of them use their own social media. I'm talking main characters from TV shows use their own social media. If you have a smart idea and it makes sense, they're going to get back to you, I guarantee. Just know that you're probably going to get 90% no's or no responses before you get a response. But a good example, a great actor, good guy. I messaged Doug Jones. I messaged Gary from CSI. I messaged from really known anime guy, Eric Roberts, like too many to count. Tom Side, like, and again, they messaged me back for projects. Robert Lozado, like, yeah, just too many to count. So like I said, the whole connection thing's bullshit. Like, you either know what you do or you don't know what you do. Like, if you suck at film school or you're okay at film school, you really think your professor is going to vouch for you to get a job at a studio? No. If you didn't go to film school, you know what you're doing, and you talk to the right people, you don't think you're going to get on a job on set? Absolutely you will. I've had plenty of job offers to go on set, stuff I don't really want to do and stuff I have done. So again, you look at those offers, see if it's something you want to do. Again, if LA calls, wants me to be a PA, I ain't doing it. But again, you don't need to go to film school for connections to get on set. And no studio set or even indie film set, nothing on any kind of budget level is going to care if you have a degree or not. They want to care, do you know how to make a movie? Do you know how to do that job? And if you can say yes to that and you can show that, you're going to get the job. They don't care if you have your freaking PhD in film school. If someone is better at doing that job than you, they're going to get the job, even if they dropped out of high school. But if they're a kick-ass filmmaker that can blow you away, they're getting the job, not you. So again, that's another negative film school. I guess to me, the pro of film school, and I'll go on a pro so I don't just get a million thumbs down here. The pro of film school is basically, I think it's a good bread and butter starter. And what I mean by that is, let's say if you, I don't know, maybe made a couple of videos in high school or junior high, and then, you know, you become 18, you graduate high school, and you're like, huh, I like film or I like media. This is something for me, and you don't really know any of the logistics behind it. I think film school is great for that. If you're learning the very, very, very basics of filmmaking, like babies almost, you know, like learning how to spell, learning how to read, the ABCs of filmmaking, I think film school is great for students like that. But other than that, I really, in 2021, I think it's frankly a waste of money, a waste of time. I'm saying this as a director and producer. If I'm hiring people, I way rather hire someone who can show me they have 4 years of constant experience working on set over someone who got a bachelor's degree in film. Because again, I know from working around the schools and knowing lots of professors and students, again, another negative part of the ASU film program, the SSC film program, and the Art Institute film program, for instance, just in Arizona, is you only have to do 3 videos to graduate film school. At the time before the Art Institute closed, it was a 2-minute ad, a promo 30-second commercial, and then I think a 5-minute short film. That's all you had to do to graduate with your bachelor's in film. On average, me and my friends, you know, probably shoot a handful of short films a year for fun, like just for fun. That it doesn't even include paid projects, commercial work, anything like that. That's just like, so to me, it's just like anything you do in life. You know, you ride a bike once a month versus once a week, you know, you're going to be less good at it. If you're only doing 3 videos to graduate film school, you know, you're not going to be as good as someone who for 4 years PA'd on set, maybe AD'd on this set, maybe, you know, was an assistant camera operator on this set, a DP on this set. That person is going to have an understanding of how film production works and understands the world way better than you do, just because they have 4 years of working in and out of the industry versus making a couple of short videos. So yeah, like I said, I think film school today really only has the one pro of basically helping you learn the very, 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 very basics of filmmaking. But like I said, in my personal experience, it doesn't even teach you the stuff you really need to know to make a movie properly. And no, I don't mean like your eye for filmmaking, your camera work, or anything like that. I'm talking, you know, that's something you either have or you don't have. I'm talking about, like, I know for a fact that the film programs that I helped out with and knew friends from and everything and professors from, they didn't teach their students how to put pitch decks together. They didn't teach their students how to approach investors. They didn't teach their students how to budget for projects, how to put a team together, how to, you know, location scout. It's like, again, they teach you in a way like you're going to have $80 million and an assistant of an assistant of assistant assistant to do that job for you. When in reality, when you get into the industry, that's just not the case. Like right now, me and my team are currently financing a big project, and it's going to be at least for $250,000. And again, we're not shooting in LA, so where we're shooting at, $250,000, like I said, would kind of be maybe like if you had $1 million or $2 million in Los Angeles. It goes a lot further. But again, like even with that project, I'm still going to be the location scout myself, even though I'm the director, because I know what I'm looking for, and you know, I'm going to be the one helping organize the pitch decks, or actually I already built the pitch deck for this, but I mean, I'm going to organize the budget strategy, and you know, make the contracts with the cast and crew and what are they getting paid. Film school doesn't really teach you that either. And again, that's a very, to me, you know, art obviously is the most important part in film because we're artists here. But like, if you're not willing to do any of the business side of film, if you don't know how to get permits for a project, how are you going to shoot your project? If you don't know how to approach investors, how are you going to get the money for your project? So like I said, I made a video on that the other day about financing a film, so I'll link that below as well. But like I said, I think that's just something to think about if you're, you know, some high school kid thinking about going to film school, or maybe you're someone who, you know, is kind of looking for a career change. Like I said, I would hold off on film school a little bit. My best advice is go to your local Facebook or social media pages, type in like, you know, I don't know, let's say New York filmmakers, Las Vegas filmmakers, Arizona filmmakers. There's going to be something that pops up. Join the group and be willing to do whatever job they're looking for. Trust me, there's going to be indie filmmakers needing PAs for free or maybe minimum wage or whatever. But get your hands wet a little bit, you know, get dirty, climb in, see if this is something you actually want to do, even if it is for free. You really like it, you're going to be willing to do it for free for a little bit. I'm not saying be used and abused, but if you're really interested in seeing what a film set's like, raise your hand, go on set, check it out, like move it around and see if it's for you before you go and spend, you know, maybe up to $100,000 on a degree that you're never going to work in if it's not for you. Because like I said, the biggest thing of filmmaking advice I can give people is you need to be a hustler, get your projects done on time, keep the client and customer happy, and of course, keep your investors happy. But again, I won't talk too much longer. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that went to film school, a lot of people on film forums who have questions about if film school is for them, or, you know, should they go, should they not go? And like I said, so I hope this video was helpful for you. And again, I don't want to come off like I hate film school students, nothing like that. I've had good experiences with plenty of them as well. And I have lots that are friends of mine and hard workers and stuff. But I would say overall, there's a higher percentage of people that go to film school who have literally no interest in film. They think it's going to be an easy paycheck, or they have a misunderstanding of how the industry works. And that's kind of what this video is for, is to see, is this something for you? And again, like I said, if you're just tiptoeing into film, then film school is absolutely perfect. It will teach you the basic fundamentals of lining up a shot, camera work, lighting, all that stuff. But if you already know the basics of filmmaking, you've shot some stuff and, you know, made some YouTube videos, done some festivals, you know everything film school is going to teach you. The rest of the stuff I can suggest, maybe checking out Indie Mogul's old videos when they did backyard effects. Definitely check out Film Riot, and there's a few other channels. Again, I'll link them below. But that was my film school, was those guys, and making, you know, trying on set and trying to slowly get better. But as always, you know, get out there, shoot some films, have your integrity about yourself and your projects. Always keep your promises. Have a great day. This is Colton Dietz out, and just so you guys know, I'm going to start making 3 videos a week. Monday will be a tutorial tips kind of film video like this. Wednesday will be like a horror story. It's an interesting, crazy story on set that I've had. And Friday will be another video. Anyways, have a great day. Like, subscribe, rate, comment, do the whole thing. You know where it is, somewhere on here. And thanks for watching the video. Have a great day. This is Colton Dietz out.